What is going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Stand Podcast, where we are doing a draft every single day until the start of the NFL regular season. We finally had football last night, guys, and it was the Hall of Fame game. I'll admit, paid no attention to it because it no, it was all just backups, essentially. I believe I saw the Bears won. Congrats to the Bears for winning against the Texans. But we are in here. We're going to be doing another draft here on this episode on the Fantasy Pros Draft Wizard. Hopefully, be able to get 3 again, depending on time. But as you can see, we have our settings configured. 12 team, 3 wide receiver, 1 quarterback. Going to randomize this 3 times. There's 1, there's 2, and there is 3, which is the 12th pick. I will go ahead and start that off here. And we'll go ahead and see how we do in today's draft. As you can see later on here in the 10th, wow, Amon-Ra St. Brown all the way to 9th. Kyren Williams, though, look at that, in the first round. Fantasy Pros, obviously, these draft positions are going to be a little bit different than our best ball ADPs. So we're going to see who we get here. I will say I've normally been going my wide receiver route because in the third round there has normally been running backs that I like. However, Isaiah Pacheco has been going pretty high, higher than I had hoped and wanted. But right here, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my running back somewhat championed here in the first 5 rounds. I believe you got to get one. Isaiah Pacheco to me would be the one in round late 2, early 3. So here I'm actually going to go with the running back that I do like other than Kyren Williams. I will go Jahmyr Gibbs. However, let me see who is here at wide receiver. Man, Devontae Adams. Wait, why does he keep going so low? There's Garrett Wilson. A lot of interesting chatter I heard lately of Garrett Wilson. This one I'm going to test it, guys. I'm going to go running back first, get the Jahmyr Gibbs, the young, exciting second-year player, going to take that leap. I am going to get my top wide receiver here as well. I guess we could also go top running back, get someone as a Jonathan Taylor, as a Saquon Barkley, and then see which wide receivers fall to us. Huh. That could be an interesting thing, only because there aren't really any other wide receivers here I necessarily like. Puka Nacua was there. Maybe he would be in consideration. Garrett Wilson, I mean, I liked him last year. This year, it's just maybe I'm a little sour. Mike Evans, I think, is going to be a great addition. Devontae Adams, honestly, could be that wide receiver one. There's also the young rookie in Marvin Harrison right there as well. I think if I am going to go one wide receiver, I will choose the young, exciting rookie in Marvin Harrison. Man, Garrett Wilson fell. Mike Evans, though, right after. With the team 11 taking 3 wide receivers right in front of us. In that second round, some notable names. Devontae Adams, who we're looking at. Josh Allen. Isaiah Pacheco. There he goes. Derrick Henry. That's the only reason I chose a running back there. As much as I love Pacheco, obviously Jahmyr Gibbs is a little bit higher on my list. But you can definitely see how some of these teams have shaped out. Most of them did wide receiver, running back, a couple just wide receiver stacks. I love the Amon-Ra, Devontae Adams. Came back in with Joe Mixon. I'm sure if A-Chain was there, he would have loved that. Or they would have loved that. We'll go ahead. We'll see all who is available. This is where George Pickens is there. Would be a great wide receiver too. Sam Laporta is there. Obviously, could be a great tight end. There are other or Mark Andrews actually went very early, very high. With the quarterbacks, a couple quarterbacks still a little bit later, I would maybe wait on this quarterback situation. Honestly, the one wide receiver I would love on my teams would be George Pickens. If I had to give a shot, you know what? I actually have zero Sam Laporta. And I feel like you just have to take the value. Sam Laporta in the fourth, obviously great value. We'll see what quarterbacks will fall to us later on here. In that second round, the ones that did go were Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, other notable names who we kind of like. Malik Neighbors, young exciting rookie just tied to Daniel Jones. Calvin Ridley, who could definitely shine with DeAndre Hopkins being out that 4 to 6 weeks to start the year. Couple of names. Anthony Richardson, another great mobile quarterback. CJ Stroud went right before us. Great quarterback. Would have loved him as well. There are still some top guys here. Everyone loves Kyler Murray. Everyone thinks he's going to be unleashed this year. Honestly, with us having Marvin Harrison, this is where Kyler Murray would just be smart to have that stack. Obviously, Dak Prescott, another great quarterback, especially statistic-wise for fantasy. He will get the job done. Here, obviously, one of my picks will be Kyler Murray just to make sure we get the stack. And then looking at the team in this 3 wide receiver set, we have our 1 running back champion. We have our 2 wide receivers, our tight end champion, who is slated to be top 3 throughout the year. We get Kyler Murray here to top off our squad with the quarterback. And then in round 6 is honestly a question mark on who I am possibly thinking. Right off the bat, Zamir White is the one that comes to mind. I would love him as an RB2 if in some drafts. I am taking the chance on him as my RB1. The only problem is in best ball, you are able to get him in round 7 right now. And in these other redraft mock drafts, he is now going in round 5 and 6. So if you do like Zamir White, you will have to pay up and just keep that round 5 number in mind. That is when you will probably have to go ahead and take a shot on him. Because otherwise, there's James Conner, who can maybe make a few games and then get hurt. There's the Ramondre Stevenson, who they did pay. There's Aaron Jones, who a lot of people have question marks on, can he get the job done? Najee Harris, who of course, does have competition there in the backfield. My other pick that I love is Raheem Mostert, who will get some touchdowns. But for an all-around back who everyone is going to love, I think Zamir White is going to be there. We are hoping right now that Keon Coleman will still fall to us in the 7th, 8th, and to fill out that third roster. And I would be completely comfortable with Keon Coleman as my wide receiver 3. So right here, we're going to get Kyler Murray, get this stack. And then going to scroll down, going to get Zamir White as our RB2. I'm liking this roster a little bit. We'll see how the analyzer does, though, because let me tell you, they did not like any of the squads yesterday. Got 79 as the highest, C+. But you know what? C's get degrees, guys, and we're just here testing some theories. So after we took Zamir White, there obviously was a running back run. He wouldn't have made it to us. Notable names that we loved. Raheem Mostert, Brian Robinson, who's going to be consistent. There goes Dak Prescott there. So we definitely made the right move in taking those 2 guys. So great to know. Obviously, like I said, if you trust Zamir White as your RB1, the only problem is when you come here to the RB2s, the only guys you're looking at is Devin Singletary. I'm just looking at the starting running backs. Jerome Ford. Trey Benson is someone who I will more than likely try and leave this next round with because I believe he will be great. Even though, Devin Singletary right now technically is the starter. It's just that offense. We'll go ahead and see what wide receivers are available. Okay, there's some decent wide receivers available. Oh, hey, also too, Keon Coleman, who we are still targeting. So we're actually, hmm, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14, 21, 28. If I play the ADP game, Trey Benson would be there, Jerome Ford would be there, Keon Coleman will be there. 11% Keon Coleman will be there. But these other running backs though are the ones that kind of scare me on who will more than likely go. Trey Benson 94, a lot of people are going to like him. So I don't know if this is where I would have to take Keon Coleman and Trey Benson. Obviously, as we get closer to the year and news gets out that Keon Coleman is going to be the official wide receiver one, his ADP will of course rise, and this is where you're going to have to take him, probably round 8, the latest. The problem is we really like Trey Benson here as well. There's other running backs you're hoping that can possibly fall in. Jerome Ford, Gus Edwards is there. I'm just looking at some of these other wide receivers who I know would be great and provide some value, especially in the as veterans. And you're going to need that because Keon Coleman could possibly start off slow for this year. So the ones who are in consideration right now is because obviously you have Christian Kirk, you have Terry McLaurin, who got an exciting young rookie quarterback in this Cleve Kingsbury offense. And you have Chris Godwin down here, who is also going to be consistent, could take the jump. Exciting rookies and Xavier Worthy, Lad McConkey. So there are some great options to where, heck, if we get Keon Coleman as our flex, which that's what we're going to be taking, or not taking, but testing. Honestly, out of these, I'd much rather have Terry McLaurin. Christian Kirk, will be well, he'll get the PPR, touches, but that offense just has some question marks for me. He's had some years to be the guy. Obviously, like I said, he'll get those PPR touches. Chris Godwin, I love Mike Evans. Chris Godwin's going to get some PPR touches. That's someone we could, pick up right now. Could be consistent. Terry McLaurin, though, is the one right now that does have the splash, play. Jaden Daniels already went, so we're not going to be able to stack him. Keenan Allen will be the wide receiver 2 there. So this right here is the question mark on what we want to do and how we want to play it, because obviously we want to try and get another good running back. The only problem is the one that we like here in Trey Benson may possibly go. I'm looking at some other running backs who could possibly shine. A lot of positive talks of Rico Dowdle fighting for that first round spot. Ty Chandler, especially if you don't believe in Aaron Jones. Just looking here, Marshawn Lloyd is injured. Oh, we got a man crush from Derek Brown. Marshawn Lloyd, interesting. Other wide receivers that can still produce. So this one is a little tough for me here. Obviously, I want Trey Benson. I know I have to fight for Trey Benson. I know Keon Coleman right now is down here. It's just, will he still be there? Especially because you do have great value right off the bat rather than question mark, where you have Terry, Keenan, Chris, Kirk. Well, if this is going to be my 3-team wide receiver build, let me go ahead We have our two running backs. I'll take the chances there. I'm going to go two wide receivers, and I'm going to go into two wide receivers I like, which will be Terry McLaurin because I do like Jaden Daniels. Mm, mm. And I'm going to take Keon Coleman in the eighth, which right now they're saying there's a reach. Totally understand that. There goes Jerome Ford. There goes Rico Dowdle. There goes all the running backs we essentially wanted. Damn. And that's good to know. The only problem is I just really didn't feel, especially with how the build was, to have just Trey Benson in the flex. But knowing that down here, if Keon Coleman would it still be available? And heck, you know what? Teams. Yeah. I'll finish this out. I really don't want to just go back and see how this team would stack because I want to pivot and be able to go by our mistakes. So obviously in that last round, rather than go Terry and Keon, because knowing that down here there still would have been the wide receivers of Xavier Worthy, Lad McConkey, Keon Coleman, possibly there. Here, you know what I will do? I will actually just test because let me see. How do you go back on this? There we go. Undo. If I undo Keon and then just say went a running back that I liked in Trey Benson, we miss out on Keon Coleman. Now, what we do get is the running back we like. However, the wide receivers now we choose between are, at least from here that I would choose, would be Xavier Worthy and Lad McConkey. That's perfectly fine. However, I understand that you need to get the guys that you want because just like that, there's an 11% chance that he's going to go in this draft. He was in that 11% chance. Right here, we can still have a shot at Xavier Worthy. There's Lad McConkey, who honestly will be one of these picks here because there's no one running back wise who really is worth it. Let me go to the all. Kyle Pitts is there. You know, obviously, I could just get some extra depth and just have extra at that position. That would be smart. I'm looking at the teams. We already have four wide receivers. Because other than that, if I just go heavy wide receiver here of, say, Xavier Worthy, young, exciting rookie, and then come in here and for sure getting Lad McConkey, who we know is the wide receiver one there. One, our wide receiver spot is locked up. Our tight ends, we still have Jake Ferguson and David Njoku there. Yep, that is the question: is whether Njoku can replicate. Jake Ferguson is the one who kind of has that value, will be consistent. Oh wow, Evan Ingram still there, bro. Give me that. Give me PPR steal Evan Ingram as a backup. Looking else, a lot of tight end value in the 11th round, but look, believe that run will happen as you go through, and there's no one else really there. Looking to fill out three bench spots. I'll just check out the running backs to kind of see who it is could possibly have any value. Elijah Mitchell just being the number two. Deontay Foreman, man, sad news. Hope he has a great recovery though. Audric Estime, Braylon Allen, Kamani Vidal, who, guess what? He is behind two guys who are hurt. I already found one that I like that I'm going to take, and that's in Tyrone Tracy. Young, exciting rookie who could possibly take over. Just looking through on anyone else, Deneric Prince, who will be the number two, is what it is looking like. Just trying to think of any other running backs who can provide some value. Jared Patterson, what's the chatter? Is there... Patterson has been running ahead of sixth-round rookie Kamani Vidal. It's not ready for the hype. Vidal receiving is still very early in camp. I mean, purely probably giving him a little bit more touches before Kamani. They did draft him. You got to believe Kamani is the one who is going to be there. Oh, man, if we really just wanted all-around value, we could get a tight end. No, not, I'm sorry, tight end. I was going to say a quarterback of just backing up Kyler Murray. And the quarterback I like, of course, here is Jared Goff. I'm very light on this running back build. Maybe I'll go a little bit more running back heavy. It's just a lot of wide receivers I like. It's hard to pass up. There is that if you do shore up the the wide receiver position, early, that at least will allow you to get a little bit more guys. But as I'm going here, just going to get one more running back who could possibly see the field. Braylon Allen. I mean, of course, anything happens to Breece Hall. It could be exciting. Kamani Vidal right now, like I said, is the only one who really, to me... Oh, no, I'm sorry. Tyrone Tracy. He's the guy who I would much rather have. Now looking at the draft board, we are... Oh, I'm sorry. We're only in round 14, which means we have one more pick before we just take our defense and kicker position. Wide receiver wise, looking at here, two guys I like, Jalen Polk, Xavier Legette. Whichever one you think is going to be better. Right now, Jalen Polk is the wide receiver one. Could be an exciting offense. I mean, at least with Jacoby Brissett there. Could have got Kamani, but we'll test it. We'll do this. We'll run this back again. Here we're gonna get defense. Kansas City's a baller. Kicker. Hey, Justin Tucker. We are very light on running back, so we got the lowest C here possible. But looking at the guys we filled out, obviously started with Jahmyr Gibbs and Marvin Harrison Jr. As we came back, George Pickens, to me, is an alpha wide receiver. I want to try and leave with him. Could have punted Sam Laporta right there. Could have just get another top wide receiver. Wasn't really a running back at the position that we necessarily liked. But, I mean, we got playmakers in this one. Keon Coleman in the flex. Obviously, we went a little bit more wide receiver heavy, knowing that we could have just went another running back. Obviously, we love Trey Benson as a player. Don't think he'll provide some value straight off at the top, but later on the stretch of the year, as James Conner breaks down and he does take over, he'll be a league winner. But obviously, he just would have been in that flex role to where we would have hoped Keon Coleman fell to us. We went back to see if Keon Coleman would have fell to us had we taken Trey Benson. He wouldn't. So we do feel we did the right choice in taking our guys. Heck, as we came back, got a couple of other exciting rookies in Xavier Worthy and Ladd McConkey, who we're surefire crazy he's still there that late. Got another great backup in Evan Ingram and Jared Goff. Obviously, Tyron Tracy is the only good backup I feel had some value. So very light on that position. And as you can see, got 1B here. What up, 83? Go ahead, take it. But everyone else, 70s, which crazy. Those aren't low 70s, so don't know why that's as low. But I feel we still have some playmakers here. What I'm going to go ahead and do is we will go back and run it back. And instead of just restarting, running back from the 12th position, and let's do this. Draft number 2. See which players fall. Obviously, Jahmyr Gibbs and Marvin Harrison are going to be the ones there. We tried the running back wide receiver build. We'll go ahead and I am going to do here, even though there are some wide receivers that I highly like, and honestly in a personal draft, I may go Marvin Harrison Jr. and Devontae Adams to start this off. I'm going to start this off running back, and pick up just as to see, or since we will be punting that position till round 7, see who we can pick up between rounds 3 and 6. So, well, heck, actually, we may have to pick it up in round 5 because of Zamir White. But here, I'm going to get a chance more on Saquon Barkley versus Jonathan Taylor. Those are the 2 running backs that I'll be starting off with. And man, this is why formulas are all different. And had I gone Marvin Harrison Jr. and Devontae Adams, guess which running back is available right there that I personally love, and that is Isaiah Pacheco. When we run this back in this next draft and go wide receiver, you'll see that he will not be there. So obviously, this is where you always have to go with possibly your strategy or go with your guys. And yeah, had we had those 2 guys with Isaiah Pacheco as our champion, we would feel just 100% confident in this, because guess what, guy? I would probably, maybe grab Kelsey or someone else, because I would feel confident in the core that we have on this team. But we did not go that route. We did go running back in this. So we will see what wide receivers are available that we like. There aren't many. There's DK Metcalf, who, I mean, heck, he could always explode. There's another young, exciting rookie in Malik Neighbors. The 2, if I had to pick, would be DK Metcalf, George Pickens. The problem here, you do have some other exciting guys. You know what? If I had to do 2, and I would hate to not leave a draft without Isaiah Pacheco, I would go Isaiah Pacheco here, and then just make sure that we definitely do punt that position. George Pickens has a 58 chance to being there. Let's go DK Metcalf, and I'm going Isaiah Pacheco as a flex. I'll take that. Let's go. Right here, looking at this team, we have top tight end Mark Andrews. We could, get our wide receiver 1, possible Terry McLaurin. And if we do that, yeah, I may do that. Terry, you'll be my 1. Mark, I'll get you Mark, because I don't want to have to worry about that position later on. As we come here, some exciting people we can perhaps fill our roster with. Hollywood Brown is there, the new veteran, surrounded by a sophomore wide receiver who could possibly take the jump, but dealing with some legal trouble. We'll see how that plays out. And a rookie who is quick, fast, and next year will probably be amazing. Will definitely flash this year. Looking at some of the running backs available, Brian Robinson Jr. be great. Ladd McConkey is who possibly going here. Scrolling, Keon Coleman, 23% chance that he will go. This is the 7th and 8th round. So I know I'm going to have to take the guys that I want. We'll see if Xavier Worthy falls. But the three I'm going to get to fill this out are going to be the rookies. It's going to be Lab McConkey and it's going to be Keon Coleman. Those are the guys that I'm going to get. Those are the guys that I am targeting. And as always, Fantasy Pros will say that is a reach, but that is who I believe in. And very interesting in this build, we do not have a quarterback yet. We have slept on a quarterback. We do have Terry McLaurin as our wide receiver, too. Oh, actually, oh, wow. I totally forgot we had, I don't know why DK Metcalf blanked on me. But, heck, the fact that those are the wide, okay, hold on. I'm not mad at this with those being my wide receivers and those being my three starting running backs. Okay. Okay. Taking some notes. Mark Andrews obviously fell. Like I said, this definitely could have been different where we would have had our strong two wide receivers switched out with Isaiah Pacheco being our running back one, but right now Isaiah Pacheco is our flex. Keon Coleman being first bench, I'll take that. Guess what, guys? Jaden Daniels is going to be our quarterback. Great mobile QB here. Honestly, with this being such a well-balanced team, we have our backups essentially in each position. Ooh, Trey Benson is there. Yeah. As much as I would love Jordan Love, we're taking our chance on Jane Daniels. And I'm going to take the running back here who I think is going to be great down the stretch. Even though Jerome Ford, the running back one, is still there, Trey Benson is our go-to guy. Very interesting here if we are just filling out depth. Rico Dowdle, I feel we already have enough running backs with 4, but Rico could definitely just fill out that depth piece with him possibly taking over that 1. Looking here at the wide receivers, Rashid Shaheed obviously could be great. We already had Terry McLaurin. Don't know if we want to go Jahan Dotson, even though we have Jaden Daniels. Just that'd be a lot of, how can I say it, commanders. Quarterback Jordan Love still there, which would only provide just great backup value. I think there's going to be some great wide receivers later on as well. So here I'm actually going to fill out my running back depth and take pretty much the last running back who can provide some great piece. We miss out on Jalen Polk there. Someone took him a little. He is rising. I mean, with reports, he is the wide receiver 1 there. Demario Douglas, I believe, will be in the slot. Rashad Bateman, Xavier Legette, exciting rookie. That's who I will take here in my spot. Call him a reach. I don't care. This is my team. And we got one more spot to fill in this piece. What tight end's available? We have Cole Kmet we could possibly get and just shore up this team. We can go with one more wide receiver and Rashad Bateman. There, we of course could take our shot. So let me just go see who it is. Cole Kmet there. Rashad, we have a balanced team. I mean, heck, I'll just balance it. Get Cole. We get one more piece to balance everything out. Let's check out the wide receivers. Rashad Bateman is still there. Troy Franklin is still there. Tyler Boyd, who probably has a lot more value these early weeks 4-6. So he could be a very interesting pick as we get later on there in the season. Malachi Corley. Could be an interesting person to just go ahead and leave on your bench here. Especially with just the reports or, if the whole Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson chirping on the sidelines becomes a bigger thing. But here, obviously, shoring up the team. We have wide receivers, running backs. If there's a running back there that we like, maybe we'll go ahead and add him on. But honestly, there isn't. Deontay Foreman would have been my pick, but hope he has a very fast recovery. Tyrone Tracy, honestly, is there, could provide some value. If I had to go with us already going heavy running backs, wide receiver would be my choice here. And could take a chance on Tavian Wicks. I believe, he is the wide receiver 4 there. So it's just the fourth option. Rashad Bateman will be the wide receiver 2. Troy Franklin, exciting rookie. And then, like I said, Tyler Boyd will get his shot. Malachi Corley, exciting rookie, will be the number 2 there as well. So it's just really picking your shots on who you may want to go ahead and get. Just looking here, probably the one I would personally take. It's really hard to say because the ones that I mentioned, I believe would be perfect. But coaching staff really hyping up Rashad Bateman. We'll go ahead and just get him there. Defense, Philadelphia, Houston, whichever. Oh, well, guys, that was my mistake because we just punted the kicker and I didn't even look at the roster there. I thought we were looking at one more team. Dang it. You know what? I will. You know what? I don't want to start from the beginning. But guys, this is our team. It gave us a 77. Obviously, should have looked at the roster there. Rookie mistake. But I like the way this one actually came out. Obviously, I miss out on some of the top receivers that I personally would have liked there, as in a Devontae Adams, Marvin Harrison, because had I had Devontae Adams, Marvin Harrison with Isaiah Pacheco there in my wide receiver 3, I'm just looking at some of the guys here that I possibly could have taken. We took a chance and slept on wide receiver, but George Pickens there, heck, to get your 3 wide receivers, stout wide receivers with Isaiah Pacheco, and then come back in round 5 and then get the running backs you like. Personally, for me, it's Zamir White here, where you've been having to spend up in round 5. He's now round 7. So him and Raheem Mostert. So each draft is different. Things are always changing. But guys, to me, this wasn't a very bad build. I feel like we had 3 stout running backs in our lineup, especially with Isaiah Pacheco being our flex. We took a chance here for our the wide receiver 1s in their offense of DK Metcalf, of Terry McLaurin. Taking the 2 shots on the young rookies of Ladd McConkey, Keon Coleman, Jaden Daniels, who will anchor our quarterback position. But we did get Jordan Love as a backup, Trey Benson, who would take over later, and then we just filled in some good backups, guys, with Rico Dowdle fighting for the RB1 spot there in Dallas. Xavier Legette, great size and speed, could take over. Cole Kmet just to shore up the tight end spot. And then here, just should have looked. Obviously, this is where we would have taken our defense and kicker just to get a good overall of the roster. Unfortunately, I cannot undo without. Actually, you can undo. Let's just go ahead and check that real quick then. So obviously, it gave us the 77 for the first one. We get these last 2 here, and hey, it just notches up 79. But at least we get a little bit more complete look of what the roster did look like. I'm not mad at it, guys. I'm gonna go in and honestly draft again from this spot. Gonna go my route. This will be the 3rd and final draft. Was not mad at that roster later on though. Being able to pair it with those top running backs. All right, Puka's here. I'll take Puka. I'll gladly take him at the 12th spot. This one's going to be a little tricky for me. It's either Marvin Harrison Jr. or Devontae Adams. Obviously, the young, exciting rookie over the veteran that a lot of people seem to hate, don't like. All right, here in round 3, we do have Travis Kelce available. I would love to have him on my roster. There's Jalen Hurts we could pair up. Obviously, the running backs that I kind of like, the question marks with Joe Mixon with the quad injury. Don't really love any of these guys, so I'm just going to take best value here. Travis Kelce in the end of the third, I think, is just a great smash play to have Jalen Hurts, another possible league winner there. I believe we shorted some key spots. The thing here in round 5 is who falls running back wise that we like and love. And Zamir White is the one here. And honestly, this is where I would fill out my running back roster in round 5. Is where I said you have to kind of smash Zamir White. That's what it's looking like. Here to pair up two guys, I'll give a shot on Ramondre Stevenson. I'm going to go Zamir White here over James Conner. Just because, like I said, Trey Benson, I believe, will be the one to take over. We're going to see which other running backs fall to us here in round 7. Raheem Mostert, I don't even have to look at anything else. He's a smash play if he falls to me. And right now, he's a flex and essentially my third running back. I'll go ahead and take that. I do need another wide receiver, though. Kind of looking here, a lot of people love Jaden Reed. DeAndre Hopkins does have that injury. If he is there, Keon Coleman, he is my wide receiver 3. A lot of people saying I'm reaching, but guys, I believe he will be Josh Allen's wide receiver 1. I think he's got the size, 6'4", everything. Dang, look at that. We missed out on 2 good running backs, though, in Jerome Ford and Trey Benson. Very surprised that he went there. Just looking, another exciting rookie in Brian Thomas Jr. There are some targets obviously open there, and he has a chance to overtake them. Running back wise, seeing who available, and right now Gus Edwards, who yes will be coming back from an injury, but is the RB1 there. We're gonna go ahead smash draft him. Gonna come look in who else we have. Obviously, we're just filling out some depth pieces right now. Jaden Daniels, exciting rookie. We can go ahead and pair him with Jalen Hurts if we wanted. Wide receiver wise, though, it probably would be wise to start stacking up on that position given the value. Here, I would give it to Brian Thomas Jr. We'll see who falls. Romeo Doubs, who a lot of people somewhat sleeping on, they think he's the wide receiver 3. A lot of great news coming out of camp, though. Running back wise, Ty Chandler, really the only one there who can give some value. A lot of people saying the coach is saying Tyler Adjo will have a role, but Bijan Robinson is the guy. Honestly, only draft Algier if you have Bijan Robinson. Ty Chandler would be interesting as another running back piece. We already have 4. We also have 4 wide receivers, but we still could always use more. Ranking-wise, quarterback, Jane Daniels is here. Smash play. I'm going to go ahead and take him. I think he's an exciting young rookie. Other quarterbacks I love here in Jared Goff. Just looking at this team now on who we have. Tight end wise, some exciting rookies as well. We could shore up. Wide receiver wise, though, looking here, Romeo Doubs we can give the chance at, which we more than likely will. Jalen Polk still there. Xavier Legette. We'll go ahead. I'll take Romeo Doubs just with the recent reports. Jalen Polk still available from what I'm seeing here. And yes, he is. We'll go to the teams. We have 2 bench spots available. Tight ends available. Luke Musgrave, could give a shot at him. Obviously, we already have our top tight end in Travis Kelce, so we don't necessarily need that extra one. But he does have that week 6 bye, so it wouldn't be a bad thing to get someone like Luke Musgrave who could take that second year jump and leap. And then here's the thing: after round 6 or after week 6, could possibly just go ahead and drop him, if we needed to. But what was it? We needed 2 spots. Obviously, I will probably go wide receiver, tight end here. Wide receiver, I'm going Jalen Polk. Is running with the ones. We'll go Luke Musgrave here. And then right now we're down to our last 2. So obviously this was a draft where I went my wide receiver route. We'll just get Philadelphia. Went ahead and just took the value that fell to us. which ultimately meant us punting the running back position a little bit later. So a lot of these drafts, a lot of the consensus, is giving us these middle C's. I'm perfectly fine with that. Obviously, running back would love a better running back one than Ramondre Stevenson, but with us having Zamir White in our RB2 slot and Raheem Mostert there, those are two guys that I am comfortable with. Gus Bus obviously has the question marks with the injury. Will he come back? Would have loved Trey Benson. That's obviously who I'm targeting more in that later round, just because I believe he'll be there. But he wasn't, so we did take a little bit of a detour. Look at that. Most of the guys here, lower 71s, 69, 69. I'll take those numbers any day. Give me those D pluses and a lower B minus. But this is it, guys. Thank you for another episode. Appreciate you following along. We came here, did 3 drafts from the 12th position. Obviously, did some different guys. And heck, I would love for you to comment in these drafts. Where would you have pivoted? Just looking at the draft boards here, obviously seeing that we did go wide receiver. Instead of Travis Kelce, Jalen Hurts would. You much rather have one of those other running backs. Because really, I feel we didn't miss out on much. James Cook has his question marks. Josh Jacobs has his question marks. Joe Mixon has his injury question marks. Honestly, the only one there that somewhat doesn't have any question marks really is Kenneth Walker, and there's not really a lot of talks about him. Aaron Jones, question marks. So with Ramondre Stevenson, we basically just followed the money there. I'm looking at the other running backs we missed out, and honestly, the ones that we did miss out on that I am bummed about was Brian Robinson. David Montgomery, maybe, but I got the second running back in Detroit. But yeah, guys, this is another series of drafts. We drafted from the 12th spot today. Appreciate you following along and looking forward to bringing you another draft at the start of the week. We are getting closer to the official week 1 of fantasy. This is when things are going to start ramping up. So I start doing your mocks, start listening to your podcast, doing your research, guys, and putting together your fantasy puzzle. Essentially, that's the thing. Seeing who's falling around and who you can use to fill out this roster. There's a lot of great value in this draft. Just pick the guys that you want. So. Appreciate it again, guys. Good luck if you're already drafting this week. But we'll be back on Monday with another one. So y'all take care, and we'll see you again later. Bye.